The Dyson Sphere's construction is on the verge of completion, and I figured out something completely different to work on during these final moments, assuming nothing else explodes. Hello, Legion, this is Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play some more Dyson Sphere Program in our Alpha Andromedae series. God, that's gorgeous. Let's head back to Gakworks Prime briefly, because we might have most of the things we need there. But this is something that I've done before in the series, but I haven't done a lot of it. Yeah, I think we're going to have all of the things we need on Gakworks Prime. So, obviously, we have this enormous Dyson Sphere producing tons of energy. Well, what are we going to do with it? What does harnessing the power of a Dyson Sphere look like, especially for a series that is going to go beyond this point? Because even though Alpha Andromeda is going to end with the completion of the Gakworks Dyson Sphere, what would it look like if we were to try to utilize these resources elsewhere? Now, granted, there are a number of things you can get from a Dyson Sphere that is complete. We've already seen some of it, which is, you get lots of photons, basically, or lots of power. So we know what we do with the photons. We've seen it. We do it on Gakworks, and we also do it on Alrami. But what about the excess power? What about when the ray collectors are set to collect the raw energy itself? Let's find out, shall we? As I faceplant into the side of that, I tried to stick that landing so well, or so hard, and just, okay? Didn't work out. Alright, so we have a number of these mostly collecting power. I don't think any of these are actually collecting photons, although, yeah, I think the inner ring is collecting photons. Yeah, you can tell from the glow. The inner ring, it's a little bit brighter, that's collecting photons and outputting them. And then the outer ring is collecting power from the Dyson Sphere. And the Dyson Sphere is outputting a considerable amount of power at this point, 239 gigawatts. And we are really close at this point, closing in on 150,000 remaining cells to absorb. And that's it. So, with that in mind, let's see. I need steel first and foremost, as I try and remember where everything is. We might need to go to the other pole. I believe we do. Yep. Other pole it is. So we need steel. We need processors. What were the other goods that we needed for these? Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Where are you? There you are. Titanium alloy, and we need particle containers. None of which is problematic. So let's head over here. Yeah, see, I already have titanium alloy on me, by the way, so I can just pull that into my inventory. Also have processors on me, so I can pull that into my inventory. Also, did I just do it? I think I just did. No, I'm good. We're fine. And then steel. Wherever will I find copious amounts of steel? Oh, wait. There's that. And then last but not least, we need the particle containers. And we also, I believe, have those in production here. I might be wrong. Maybe we don't. Hang on, let's head back to the other pole. I might have overlooked them, or it's possible that I'm importing them. Because particle containers are needed for a good many things. So I'd be surprised to see them not here at all. But at the same time, there's plenty other advanced resources that have needed to be produced actively here. So particle containers might be the one thing that I didn't actually set up for production here. Yeah, and it looks like that's the case. So let me see if I've got them importing anywhere. I really don't think I do. I might have to return to Alpha Andromeda, which is fine. No, I do not have them importing anywhere. I'm going to visit the other pole just to make absolutely sure. Because Gakworks 1 is a bit of a beast. It works with a lot of different resources, excuse me, and I don't want to overlook anything super obvious. Yeah, All right, back to Alpha Andromeda. Also, one thing I'm going to go ahead and do, been talking about this for a few episodes, I am going to go ahead and remove all but the current technology from the queue, and we're going to add mission completed. So we have 6,000 remaining to complete here, and then we have 4,000 to complete here. So it's not going to be done by the end of this episode. It'll probably be close to the end of the next one or the one after that, which is looking like it's roughly in time with, you know, how much time we've got left in this one. With this rate of completion having slowed so dramatically, and it's going to slow more considerably, probably by, might even be close to another order of magnitude, maybe. Maybe not quite that much, but I still think it's going to shrink a lot. I think the last few moments of finishing like the top and the bottom are going to be much slower even than it's going right now. So, with that in mind, where'd you go? Where'd you go? Where are you? Why can't I see you? There you are. Oh, actually, wait. Let's not warp just yet. Hold on. We haven't had the opportunity to actually fly through this when it's so dense. This is one of the densest Dyson swarms we've had in the entire series. Look at that. It's insane how bright it is. And they do such a good job of like really augmenting the glow as you get away from it and creating that kind of aggregated light effect. It's glorious. Okay. Anyway, not going to fake you out this time. Let's warp to Alpha Andromeda. Inventory's filled up again a good bit, but it's mainly just because of the smelters and the goods that I have in my inventory right now. Also, I just realized I've been warping around a lot, so I need to replenish those again. The current research project is for extra mecha fuel power. Increases the recovery speed of mecha core energy. Something that you fight against a lot when you're starting out in Dyson Sphere Program, but then it gets better as time goes on. Hello. Huh. Wait a minute. Alpha Andromeda 3. This is one planet I didn't visit again. Wait, did I? What the heck? Okay, there's an export building. I was like, did I set something up here and forget about it completely? Yeah, I was once mining titanium here, so it looks like this would be a good idea to go ahead and restart. And we're connected. I think we'll probably have to speed that up because it's not mining fast enough from the deposits that it has. Go ahead and do that. And then that should increase the rate at which it's able to work with all of these. Yeah, there we go. That's better. Come on, let's see if we can saturate the line. Although I think I probably need to go ahead and connect another titanium deposit. Let's do that. Just for the sake of taking care of this planet while we're here. Looking after our outposts. It's the right thing to do. Yeah, I can go ahead and place you, like, right there. And then I think what I'll do is just use good old spaghetti tactic here. Connect there. Connect there. And connect there. Beautiful. All right, and we can speed up the mining rate on this one as well. Now let's just make sure we have enough power to justify that. Seems like we probably do. Yeah. Everything looks good. So now we're producing titanium adequately here again. What were we outputting here? Yeah, this is another planet that I had set up to burn through some of my excess energetic graphite. And yet, there's still an absurd, like, extra amount on Alpha Andromeda 2. I cannot even with that resource. Or graphite, or hydrogen. Graphene, rather. Or hydrogen. All right, let's visit Alpha Andromeda 2 and grab the last resources that we need. For this next stage. Nice. Yeah, so we have this storage tower just full of this particular resource. I'm good to go. And all I need to do now is build 20 of them. It looks like the bots are actually bringing me more of the things that I need. Yep, there's 5 more. And the one thing I don't have more of at the moment is steel, but that's easily changed. Problem solved. And once again... Okay, so that's probably all I need in order to get started with some of the things I want to do here. So let's go ahead and start putting some of this stuff back in slots. Logistic slots, to be clear. All right, and we have these energy exchangers. We have 42 of them queued up, but we already have 15 of them made. So let's see how this thing is doing, by the way. It's doing all right. One thing I mentioned potentially doing is going around looking for miners and other things that no longer had resources under them, like on home planets, on key planets like this and home planets. Oh, wow. We have enough graphene now that we're actually... These are filling up again, despite the fact that we've set these for a long time to... Okay, so graphene has been solved as a problem. That's what I'm seeing here. Also, this is filling up a little bit too. That's great news. The question is, how's the hydrogen doing? See, it's really flowing rapidly now, which is good to see. There is a part of me that wonders, like... This is currently set up as remote supply. What if I flipped this path and made it an output path? Because I think I had it doing that before. Like, why wouldn't I do that at this point? Let's try it. And I'll reconnect it. And that would allow not only additional hydrogen to kind of come off the line and for things to flow a little bit more smoothly away from the hydrogen storage, which is what I want. But that should also allow more hydrogen to head towards our quote-unquote gas giant planet. All right, it looks like this storage has completely emptied out of this resource, which is good. So the burning is helping here. That's fascinating. Power-wise, how we doing? Oh, we're completely fine on power. All right, great. So let's head back to Gakrux, and we have the energy exchanger. Lots of them, more of them on the way. And we can actually capture the excess energy of Gakrux. Another thing I'll need, though, hang on. Yeah, totally doable. Totally doable. We have what we need. Gonna have to produce a few more things, but we can do it. Well, I think that's the first time we've seen it over the 200,000 mark. Again, though, I think this number is probably going to drop precipitously. A lot more than you might even expect toward the very end. I think someone left in the comments like what the actual hard limit is per node. I don't recall what it was, and I don't even really need to know. I think someone mentioned it. I just don't know what it is offhand. At this point, I'm just enjoying the ride. The beams spreading between the satellite stations just look like webbing. That's so cool. Okay. So first things first. If we are going to do this properly, we need to produce accumulators, which require supermagnetic rings. They require iron ingots. And they require crystal silicon. Now, crystal silicon I will need to import. That is not a problem. Matter of fact, hold on. Before I set up a station for import, let's make sure that I want to import it there. Because there's a good chance I might want to import it elsewhere, you know? All right, so we have the supermagnetic rings coming in here. That's one of the three components. Then we just need the iron, which is... Oop, close by. Yep. Yep, this is the spot. This is where I want it. Let's go ahead and remote demand. And we have plenty of those immediately coming in. It's good to see. So let's take a look at this. This is the line for the supermagnetic rings. It comes down here. And where does it go exactly? Yeah, alright, so it ends there. So we can probably just split it somewhere near the beginning there. That would be my first instinct. So we can split it right here, as a matter of fact. I think that would work. And we also have... Is this titanium? It's titanium, yeah. All right, so I'm going to place a splitter right there. It's going to be a little challenging to select the node here. There we go. All right, so there's that. And then we can just split these off. Now, which direction do they need to be split off is the question, because the iron, I think, is over here. Okay, let's briefly consider where the iron goes. Because the iron gets output onto these lines and then painted, and then it gets turned into steel, and then it comes farther down here and turned into more steel, and then it stops. Perfect. Couldn't be more perfect. All right, so let's go ahead and have a second line of resources coming in here. We'll bring it down here. And then just have this come in alongside the iron to, yeah, right about there. And then we'll have that come right about there. And now last but not least, we just need to bring those resources down, which are now clearly, they're going to be waiting for us here. Yep, they're already here. Perfect. Can't ask for better. Now what would be the best spot to bring these down? That's the question. It looks like I might want to try and hover over this far deuterium line if I can manage it. So that's what I'm going to try to do. So I'm kind of roughly tracing it. It's not an exact overlap, and it's not going to look visually perfect, but it's pretty close. And then what I can do is kind of... All right, we've reconnected to the grid now. Where are those lines again? Right there. All right, I see it. So ideally, we need to come like right here. And then across. Glorious. Okay, so there's that. And let's see, what's the best configuration for this? Yeah, it's probably actually to have... Let's do something like this. Let's bring them all the way to the end as much as possible, and we'll stagger them like so. And then we'll have... Oh yeah, that's actually better than I thought. That's 8. Spacing is not great though. But I think since they're powered perfectly, it should be fine. You know what I'm thinking. We've got to make that fit right. There we go. That's better. Now you are going to produce accumulators. And then I can set up a line around the back. Ugh. Can I move you? Would that hurt anyone's feelings too much? What if I just did this? Did that disconnect anything? No, it didn't. Good. Oh, gotta move that one too. All right. Still, we're headed in the right direction here. So let's go ahead and shift. Click. And we're golden. All right, so now we're mass producing accumulators. And now for the really fun part. We can put the energy exchangers down. Oh, hello. Yeah, you were powering a lot, weren't you? Problem solved. Yeah, you were powering a hecking heck of a lot. Okay, so yeah, this is probably the safest area. Let's bring them all the way out here so that we have some room to run a little bit. Do a quick health check. Oh, wow. Closing in on the last 100k. The number being absorbed is still decently high, which is in line with what I was thinking. Like, I didn't think it was necessarily going to shrink down fast, but I think towards the very end, when it's just these being worked on, I think it'll slow down considerably, because I do think that we're going to see a gap between when the rest of the sphere finishes and when the poles finish. And that's when there'll be a fixed number. It's kind of the way I'm reading it. Might be right, might be wrong, but those are my thoughts. All right, so energy exchanger. Now, here's an interesting question. Do these work? I'm not sure if they do, but I'm going to try this. I don't think a sorter is going to go that far. No. Well, actually, no, I think they are going to work this way. Hold on. Okay, so yeah, they are allowing me to feed those through. Okay, that's a little bit odd, though. So, hold on. If I tell you to charge, I tell all three of you to charge. Okay, perfect. So it smartly understands that the outputs... Hang on, let's see if it continues to function properly here. I might have to... I think I might have just figured something out about these. We'll figure it out. Hang on. All right, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's start with just 10. Okay, so now... Okay, yeah, hold on. This is not going to work. I see what's happening now. No, I didn't mean to... All right. I didn't mean to do that. It's fine, though. All right, so tell you what. Let's put these back on idle for a minute, just so we can have the satisfaction of starting all of these up properly in the same way at the same time. So, this is going to work a little bit differently than planned. We're going to need... It'll be a little bit like the ray receivers, because we kind of need a splitter for every single one. All right, so we have this input, and then we're going to come up this way. And can I put a splitter? No, I won't. I'll have to... Hang on. Just to be aesthetically pleasing, let's get this in the right line there. There we go. 1, 2, 3. Again, you can't click and drag sorters. You have to place them manually. But thankfully, most of the time, Dyson Sphere Program is pretty good at knowing what it is you're trying to click. Okay. right, and then in this case, this is a little bit interesting, because what we can do, we don't have to use splitters for the output. We can do what everyone has always yelled at me to do, and I've joked about a few times. We can actually just use T-intersections, because the output on these is not so intense. That there's a strong need. Okay, what are you... Excuse you? Okay, yeah, we're going to have to turn these on in order to get them to function properly, because right now they're just spitting everything out. You see this? This is so funny. They're just literally spitting everything back out, and that's adorable. Thank you, game. That's not what I wanted you to do at all. Charge. All right, so what I'm going to do is just copy-paste this one. There we go. And now what I shall do is pull all of these off the line. It's going to take up space, and we're going to pick up some charged ones as well while this happens, but they're almost gone. There we go. Okay, that's it. So now the only thing being output are the charged ones. Now the thing is, every single one of those, all of that is power, which is pretty cool. You can also place them down manually. It's an entire segment of Dyson Sphere gameplay that we haven't even touched on. But I remember watching videos a while back of systems being set up where, you know, when you dipped below certain power thresholds, you can set these up essentially to keep your planet powered in certain situations. I need to go back and watch it again because it's been so long since I've even thought about, you know, power in Dyson Sphere this way. But like, it's crazy what you can do with these. It's some Minecraft level kind of programming and logistics. Those of you who like learn to get really good with the redstone and the switches and the kinds of things that you can do, which was not something that like I ever played Minecraft long enough to really invest in. But there's a lot that you can do mechanically, and it's really similar. If you can learn the tricks, which obviously I don't know, but it's fun to think about. Okay, now this is a really tall building. There we go. So we have to climb a good bit to get over these chemical towers. Wow. Took more effort than I realized. But now what's really cool is... Alright, we're down to the correct elevation. Let's go ahead and hop over just by one square. And tell you what, yeah, let's come down to the ground like this. Oh wait, no, you were supposed to be... No, there we go. That's what you're supposed to do. Oh, actually, this one will not work. Hold on. We need to find one with an open slot. This one will work. So we want to tell it that we're going to transfer full accumulators and use this as a supply planet. And now any planet that we want to set up... This doesn't involve what I was just talking about in terms of switches. You can just use these to transfer raw power. But when you place them down manually, there's a lot that you can do once you kind of know your way around the game and the various possibilities. It's amazing. Okay, so now those are actually being properly fed in, and we are consuming some of the excess power generated by this massive Dyson sphere. We're closing in on the end of the energy circuit, but we're also rapidly approaching the completion of the sphere. I don't want to make too many guesses about how many episodes are remaining, but, you know, I remember saying 5 or 6 episodes ago that we were within 5 or 6. And the amount that the prediction was off is kind of equivalent to what I was thinking based on what we've learned about the way that this, you know, these final steps work. So there's a reason that I queued this up, but, you know, if it doesn't finish on the last episode, it's fine. Like, if we go another episode or 2 after that technology finishes, that'll be fine. But one of the things that we can experiment with in the next episode is we can take these and send them to other planets and actually start discharging that power on other planets where, you know, power might be like close to capacity. And, you know, mining worlds where I'm mining heavily, but I didn't do a lot of power generation. And you can use that to kind of bolster the power situation in various places, which once you have multiple, you know, powerful Dyson spheres like this, you know, having that ability is so OP because you can just say, I don't even want to burn fuel. I'm just going to use excess solar energy. And there's probably aspects of it that I don't even fully understand because it's not something that I've ever done very much of. My Dyson Sphere playthroughs have been limited to like single spheres, and this is the largest, most complex one that I've ever done. Not only in terms of the sphere itself, but in terms of the apparatus used to build it. So going beyond that, you know, is completely beyond my experience with Dyson Sphere Program as a player. And this is one of the things that I've never messed around with very much. So we can probably have a ball in the comments just talking about the various things that are possible and avenues that I haven't mentioned, options that I hadn't considered, or that can't even remotely conceive that you can utilize in this game. It's just incredible, you know, the amount of detail and the things that we've barely scratched the surface of, even in nearly 100 hours, which we're closing in on in this series and over 150 episodes. It's nuts. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this one, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to follow along. If it's not your first time or even your second, look for the join button to access unique emotes, badges, and other perks. New episodes are coming out every day but Tuesday at noon US Eastern Time, and comments are always welcome. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time.